Card, it's been a tumultuous 24 hours for Illinois basketball. Terrence Shannon has entered the NBA draft. There's a lot of wiggle room, like gray area stuff with quote unquote draft announcements these days. Like there is a world where that announcement occurs, and I think he can still come back to Illinois. Like he didn't say there's zero chance he comes back. But I also don't know that he needs to specify. And from everything I've heard, the intent here is he is actually leaving for the NBA. How did you read that announcement?
Yeah, I read it as gone. I read it as gone. Like you said though, that gray area just kind of annoys me. Like some guys are like, I'm declaring, but like it's obvious, like they're just going through the process. Some guys actually state like I'm declaring, but maintaining my college eligibility. And some guys are like, I'm gone, like a Kobe, and like I'm foregoing the rest of my eligibility. But from the looks of it, and from I guess kind of what I've at least heard in circles, this seems like it's like a I'm gone type thing, which is bad news for Illinois because a lot of the things that I was projecting, I think a lot of the things that everyone was projecting was that Terrence Shannon was going to come back. I was hearing like NIL bags were being secured to form like a big package to basically bring him and Coleman back. So this kind of changes, where Illinois stands going into next year. Also off topic, I just want to know, I want everyone to know that I'm fighting for my life right now. When the weather changes in Michigan, allergies absolutely take me to hell. I'm one of the toughest people of all time, like top 10 Salty Spittoon, SpongeBob episode, anyone who's seen it. Like I'm a tough son of a gun. You know this, Greg. But allergies break me down like it's nobody's business, and they are hooping right now. So I just want everyone to know that.
I don't know that you can say, quote, I'm a tough son of a gun, followed by allergies beat my ass. Like we've talked about you, like when you went to Seattle, like altitude could do nothing on you. Like it's all
Yeah.
mental willpower. Like I feel like allergies falls in that same bucket. Like just
Oh, no,
power
no, no,
through.
no. Allergies are one of the few things that are out of your control. It's not mental. Allergies are gonna allergy.
I completely disagree. I think that's
All
mental
right.
willpower. I mean, I see
Okay.
you got the coffee, like you're here. You also you texted me at 9:16 this morning saying, "Were we doing 9:15 or 9:30?" I said 9:15. So,
I was on though.
you were on. I give you credit. You were ready, but like were you just hoping that you had 14 more minutes to fuck around after getting on?
I was just gonna like do some stuff. Yeah, basically.
Respect. I like that move. I respect that move. That's how I know allergies do. They have you in hell right now. It's all right. I mean, we'll power through. We've been through worse. So Terrence Shannon, he first of all, great player, right? Great college player. The
Mhm.
whole Michigan saga last year. Like I genuinely think him not going to Michigan and ending up at Illinois, it would have totally rewritten the script for my basketball program last year. He was the best player on Illinois. He was a first team All Big Ten guy. If Illinois was going to do anything significant next year, in my opinion, Terrence Shannon had to be a huge part of that. What's interesting to me about this announcement, and you got to tell me if I'm wrong here, I'm also going to warn our listeners, our lovely Illinois listeners, I might insult you right now. And I mean this with love, okay? Every fan base is delusional to an extent. I make fun of Michigan State fans a lot. I make fun of Michigan fans a lot. Now I'm going to make fun of Illinois fans because Illinois fans constantly think that the best case outcome is going to happen for their team in every possible situation as far as roster building goes. Because I've gotten like 10 to 15 DMs this offseason from lovely Illinois fans who all have various levels of connection to the program or sources or whatever you want to call it. And first of all, I love the DMs. Keep them coming. My DMs are open. I love talking hoop with anybody who wants to talk hoop. With that said, there's a level of delusion with the Illinois side of whoever's giving them this information, right? Because the one common theme from everybody that was in my DMs talking about Illinois' team next year was, oh, it's a done deal. We're getting Terrence Shannon back, and we're getting Coleman Hawkins back, and we think we're getting Tyger Campbell because we're throwing the bag in him. Like, it's just clearly not real at this point. And like the Tyger Campbell news comes out right after the Terrence Shannon news comes out. Tyger Campbell's in the draft. He's fully planning on turning professional in some form. So like, I just don't like every fan base is delusional. Obviously we know that, but it feels like there's a big turning point here for Illinois, because last year at this point, it was like they can get anyone they want as far as the transfer stuff goes, as far as NIL goes. They're the premier program. And this year they got Justin Harmon, Marcus Damas, can't keep their best player. Tyger Campbell's not even listing them like as an option. Like, things look sour for Illinois right now. And that's ignoring the dudes who transferred out of the program.
Yeah, and the thing for me is I think it's and this is just me maybe trying to explain what leads to the delusion. It might just be just the landscape of college basketball, like because of NIL, because of fans basically assuming that guys will just come back and play because they're going to play for money. Like, some guys really just don't want to play college basketball anymore. Like, whether it be pro, at the NBA level, whether it be pro, like playing overseas, some guys just don't want to play college basketball anymore. Like, basketball is a grind. College basketball is a different type of grind. I mean, whether it's, you're taking a graduate class and you're only taking one class online, like, it's still a different level of grind. And some guys just want to get to that next level. And I mean, can you really blame Terrence Shannon for like wanting to leave? Like, I really don't blame him, to be honest. If I was him, I would go too. I see a lot of guys getting two-way deals and getting converted to, pretty good contracts. And Terrence Shannon, to me, like on paper, got the measurables, athleticism. Like, there's a place for a Terrence Shannon to have a long NBA career in my eyes. Like, I can see that unfolding. So
yeah, 100%.
100%. So you can't really hold it against them for going. But I don't know. I can't get upset at fans for being delusional, because like that's part of being a fan. I don't think there's any fans that aren't delusional.
Yeah, that's fair. Yeah, I don't blame anybody.
Maybe a little more than others, to be fair.
Like, I don't blame anybody for leaving under any circumstances. And Terrence Shannon like is a pro. He's going to end up in the NBA in some form. I also don't blame fans for being delusional. I think it's fair to call it out when there's a big gulf between what fans think a roster is going to be and what it is. Like, I don't know that people realize how dire Illinois' situation for next year is right now, Cart. And I'm speaking to you right now as a fan of a team who has relied heavily on mid-major transfers in big roles that have stunk, and it has killed my team. And that's been when I have a college superstar on the team and when I have multiple NBA guys from the recruiting trail on the team. Like, we can go up and down the Illinois roster right now. It appears that Marcus Damas is the best player on next year's team. And maybe Coleman Hawkins comes back. I don't know that that's great at this point. Like,
I don't think Damas will be the best player on the team.
Who is right now? And I get like that the roster's going to change. He's going to add people, right? But he's halfway through his offseason right now, and all he's added are like the next name on the list right now that Tyger Campbell's supposedly not considering Illinois, is like Ray J. Dennis, who's good, but like
another MAC mid-major guy.
Dog, can I throw a number at you, Carl?
Hey, Ray J. Dennis was busting y'all ass.
You're a numbers guy, right? I'm a numbers guy too, but you're a numbers guy now, right?
Am I a numbers guy?
Last episode we did, you told me you were a numbers guy, so I was going to run with that.
Okay, go ahead. Cook.
Ray J. Dennis, his first 2 years at Toledo, 240 3-point attempts. That's the sample size. He shot 29% on those. Actually, I'm sorry, that wasn't his first 2 years. That was 3 years of a sample size. 2 in I think it was the Mountain West, and then 1 in the MAC. Mm-hmm. He shot 29% for 3 years on 240 attempts. Compare that to a certain Jalen Llewellyn, Cart, who's 2 years at Princeton before his third year. On 251 attempts, he shot 29%.
Yeah. So
red flag.
After you gave the red flag and the stuff that's going wrong, I'll end it with this. There was obviously a lot of things probably done in the background to get Terrence Shannon back. I'm sure like that NIL money was very, very large. Illinois has a very strong NIL program and NIL funding. That frees up money now that Terrence Shannon is gone. So where that money goes, I mean, there's still players getting in the portal to this point. I mean, just 2 days ago, Matthew Cleveland goes into the portal. That's a really good player. I don't know if Illinois is in on him or not. Obviously, a lot of schools are probably contacting him. But what I'm saying is there's still players in the portal. You still got some NIL funds. Some things can still happen. But we are a podcast that always tells it how it is. And whether we like a team or not, you got to state the obvious. This is bad. Terrence Shannon leaving, bad. Thinking you're going to get Tyger Campbell and you don't get him, bad. Adding guys that I think would be good, that don't get me wrong, like I like Damask, like I mentioned that already, but I like adding Damask to a core and adding Damask to a guy, like adding Damask to a team with Coleman and Terrence Shannon on it. Now it's a whole different type of landscape. So I don't know. There's work to be done on the Illini side.
I would take some of that Terrence Shannon NIL. You know where I'd throw a cart? Jaden Epps. Maybe slide back in my ex, RJ Melendez. Maybe Sky Clark. How about that? That's 3 talented kids right there. You just let walk out the door for Marcus Damask.
I don't know why the Epps love I'll never get.
Hey, fine. If you don't love Epps, then that's one thing. But you loved Epps more than you loved Sky Clark, and he was talented. Like,
I didn't love Epps. I didn't like Epps. Are you talking about in general or me?
I'm just saying, at some point we can't act like we hate every player on the team. Otherwise, the roster you're going to end up with.
You just said you hate every player on the team.
On Illinois?
Yeah.
I said I hate every player on the team?
I thought that's kind of what you were alluding to, that the roster's just not there.
Because they processed 3 of their talented young dudes. And then they lost Terrence Shannon. They lost or are likely to lose Coleman Hawkins.
We're throwing the talented word around too easily, I think.
Man, I think one of the most valuable things you can get is like a freshman who showed flashes coming back for his sophomore year in college basketball. And Illinois seems very disinterested in that at this point. So they can bring in Justin Harmon.
Yeah, we also heard there was like some other things going on behind the scenes.
There's always other things going on behind the scenes in Champaign. Okay. That's the one thing I've learned this year.
I miss Champaign.
I miss Champaign too. But
probably nice right now. Weather's probably really nice.
Is there any player on this roster that like they're excited about though? Genuinely? Because like
Ty Rogers.
According to everyone I'm talking to, they're recruiting over Dane Danger.
Ty Rogers.
Who's not going to start because they brought in Damask over him?
Ty Rogers start over him.
I don't know if it's
there. Maybe they go small.
I don't know if it's your allergies or what, but they have your Wi-Fi in hell right now. Let's wrap the Illinois segment, my friend. Good luck, Illini. I was pretty harsh on y'all today, but just trying to keep it honest. Y'all got to make some moves in the next week or so. We'll see what happens.